I think many people misunderstand Aliko Dangote. They see the billions, I see the bet. Because becoming rich is impressive, but changing the psychology of a continent is historic. Think about it. For decades, Africa exported raw materials and imported finished products. We exported the opportunity and then brought it back at a premium. That became normal, and then a man came along and asked the dangerous question: why should Africa produce the raw material but cannot control the value chain? Why should Africa consume what Africa can manufacture? Why should Africa wait for the world to build what Africa can build for itself? Most people saw the risks, he saw the possibility. Most people saw the obstacles, he saw the scale. Most people saw what Africa was, he saw what Africa could become. That is why I do not see Dangote as merely the richest man in Africa. I see him as one of Africa's greatest industrial architects, one of the men who decided to place a bet on Africa. Not a speech, not a slogan, not a hashtag, a real bet. Billions of dollars. Yes, of uncertainty. Yes, of criticism. Yes, of delays. Yes, of doubt. Yet, he continued. Because vision is often lonely before it becomes obvious. Today, people see the factories, they see the numbers, they see the refinery, but I see something even more valuable. I see a psychological shift. A young African entrepreneur looks at Dangote and thinks, maybe I can build, I can manufacture, I can process, I can scale. Maybe Africa does not have to remain at the bottom of the value chain. And that is why his greatest contribution may not be the billions he has made. His greatest contribution may be the millions of minds he has changed. Because every great transformation begins twice. First in the mind and then in reality. The refinery is concrete, the factories are concrete, the wealth is measurable. But the inspiration, the mindset, the confidence, the belief, those are things that create the next generation of builders. And perhaps that is the real legacy. Not that Aliko Dangote became wealthy, but that he expanded the imagination of the entire continent. Because when one person proves something is possible, thousands will begin to attempt it. And when thousands begins to attempt it, history changes.